Hey, what's up out there, everybody? Welcome to Postgame Rapid Reaction. Thanks for tuning in to the live stream tonight. The Kraken continue the 5-game homestand, and this was a big one against a division rival, a team the Kraken had never beat, a team in turmoil, the Vancouver Canucks, and the Seattle Kraken continue to set their sights firmly on making a playoff run this spring. Basically, just need to play 500 hockey from here on out to get in. If you look at the math, and it feels weird to say that here, but this team is good, and they continue to prove that here in Season 2. Game number 47 now in the books, and we're going to talk all about it here tonight. If you guys would be so kind, please hit the poll question tonight. What does the extension contract look like for Vince Dunn? Put a few options in there. I'm not sure if they make 100% rational sense, but I was just trying to punch something in there for you guys to look at. 3x5 AAV, 5x5.5, or maybe longer term, bigger contract, 6x6 plus. So let me know what you think. I want to read out the results here as we go. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We're going to talk about the game, discuss what we saw in that win against the Canucks, the first ever franchise victory over the Vancouver Canucks. I'm pretty thrilled about it, and I'm sure you guys are too. So let's talk about it. Coming to you live, Sasquatch Studio. My name is Mike. Glad to be with you guys tonight as we chat, digest things, take it all in. Another big win here. So if you would be very kind, like I said, please vote on that poll question. Hit like on the stream. Always great to have you guys here for post game. Glad to be part of your routine. Let's get to the roll call here. In the chat, love having you guys. We got Ty Jacobs saying, Bruce, there it is. Troll game to a new level in Seatown. The crowd was dialed in, had the cheer going just like everyone thought they would. So full marks to all the fans at CPA tonight, doing a great job cheering on the Kraken to their first ever win over the Canucks. Pretty cool stuff. We got Steve Vaughn Rex. What's up, Steve? Good to see you in the chat. I know you've been keeping up with your Pittsburgh Penguins, but tonight was a night for the Kraken, and they got it done against the Canucks. Pretty awesome to be able to say that. Finally, we got that win. We got Fly In Tim saying, masterfully done, Kraken. Gregory Vini saying, Bruce, there it is, chant was chef's kiss. And Gregory, I don't know if you were at the game tonight, but looked like it was a pretty exciting one in the building. 6 goals on the board for the Kraken. That's pretty awesome. Eganator, what's up? Good to see you again in the chat. It's about time we beat the Canucks. We all feel the same way. I feel that way. It felt really good, and especially in blowout fashion tonight in Seattle. Spartan saying, what's up? Finally, a win against the rivals. Very good job hammering them in their zone. And Donnell Weaver logging in. West Coast, man. East Coast, what's up? Thank you for logging into the West Coast stream here. Seattle finally beat the Canucks. Saying, what up, man? It has been a while. That's correct. I've been pretty busy, a lot of travel, a lot of things going on here in the Squatch fam. I'm actually headed out to California tomorrow. So if you can keep up with me, great. If not, I don't fault you in any way. I try to keep up with myself, honestly, as far as the travel schedule goes. But just glad to be here tonight so I can bring this stream to you guys, talk about the game, and talk about the first ever win over the Vancouver Canucks for the Seattle Kraken. Awesome to see that happen tonight. Gregory Vini saying, I was at the game. So Greg, tell me about the environment. Tell me about the sound. How loud was it? Did you get in on that? Bruce, there it is, chant. Pretty exciting stuff. Great to have you guys. All right. So thanks for being here. Like I said, it would be great if you could hit that like button on the stream. It does help the channel. We're going to talk about the game tonight. If you're a return viewer, great. If you're a new viewer, also appreciate you guys jumping on the stream. If you haven't checked out the podcast already, please do that as well. If you prefer to just listen, do interviews, and got some projects coming for you guys. I've started recording that retro hockey video game series that I'm going to put here on the channel, and I'm going to have you guys be a part of that. We're going to do a few streams live, but also some pre-recorded stuff. Lady Squatch is going to get in on that. We're going to do some battles on the old video game consoles. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Stay tuned for it. I'm working on editing and putting that together. It's going to be here on the channel real soon. I'm really excited about that, and I've got all the old game consoles over here off to my left. It's been a lot of fun to try to like dig through everything and figure out how to connect them to the newer system and play through them. But I want you guys to be a part of that. We're going to have you vote on the different games that you want to see as the series goes along. So everybody gets to participate, and I can't wait to bring that stuff to you guys. So thank you again for all the support. But tonight we're going to talk about the Canucks losing to the Kraken for the first time in Seattle's franchise history, their short history, 2 years. The Kraken kind of just blew them out tonight. That's the best way I can describe it. You and the Canucks, again, a team in turmoil. So we're going to talk about it. Keep the comments coming to you to me tonight, you guys. I'll pop you up on the screen. Talk about it as we go. We're going to recap. We're not going to do the focus areas tonight because I have not been able to do my homework yet on that, and I don't want to come into it uneducated. We'll look at the roster, a little bit of a churn there for the Kraken, and maybe some new injury issues as Matty Beniers hit the ice pretty hard with his head. Not a very clean hit there. I don't think Big Rig was very happy with that, and a lot of the Kraken were pretty upset. But yeah, I'm going to give you the rapid reaction, look at the stats, standings, look at the game day predictions that we do over on Twitter, and of course, live chat with you guys. So answer these questions for me tonight. Where are you tuning in from? If you're a new subscriber, I'd love to hear where you guys are watching from. Who were your 3 stars tonight? Studs, duds, and under the radar players. And also, how did you feel Martin Jones played in net? He did a really good job, I think. He didn't see a lot of shots from the Canucks. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's up there in the 3 stars. We'll have to see what happens. And also, Gru's been lights out as well. He's got a really high save percentage here in the most recent past. So that tandem is starting to build for the Kraken. All right, let's take some more comments here. Gregory saying, it was great to go to a game that was stress-free. Finally, right? It's good to see that. I've been to a lot of games where it's a nail biter, you're on the edge of your seat, but this one you could kind of kick back with that 5-goal lead at the end of the game. Pretty cool to see that. Don Elf saying, what are your thoughts on the NHL All-Star Game jerseys? I love them. Brings back the 90s style look of the 90s. Best All-Star Game jersey ever. Also love the Miami Vice colors. Honestly, I think they knocked it out of the park with these. They borrowed from the past, but also brought in the new. And I really like the colors, honestly. It looks really cool. I know Ty Jacobs, also a contributor here at Sasquatch NHL. He's a big fan. He's been lighting me up in the DMs about this. I think he might be getting one of those jerseys. We'll see what happens. But I don't even have time right now to order a jersey. I've been traveling. I've been up to Alaska. I got to go down to California. I'm going to come back to Washington. So I'm getting the whole West Coast tour here over the last few weeks, and it's not going to slow down for me, but I'm going to try to keep coming on the live streams here, try to bring the content to you guys and check in. That's what I like to do, and hopefully you guys enjoy it too. So let's get through this. A few more comments. Spartan saying, I think the real MVP was Jackson. Yeah, okay, understandable. That's right. And this kid, on the Make-A-Wish Foundation, they got him out there, and what an experience. I actually had a nephew that went through the Make-A-Wish program, so that one really hit home for me. And it was really cool to see this kid, the big smile on his face, and it told you everything you needed to know about how that day went for him. And I thought the Kraken knocked it out of the park. They gave him the whole experience, and it was just amazing from start to finish. And I really loved that story. And good job, Seattle Kraken. Good job, Make-A-Wish Foundation. That was just amazing. Pablo Ramos saying hi. What's up, Pablo? Good to have you back on the stream. Saying hi. What a butt whooping. It's good to see that. The Kraken really got it done tonight. Eganator, are the Lightning the only thing we've never beaten now? I'm going to have to check. I know they're definitely one of the teams on that list. I'm not sure if there's more, and I'm failing to remember, so I apologize for that, but I will go look after the stream. I'll try to post that over on Twitter tonight. Gregory saying, I sure damn did get in on that chat. The atmosphere was fantastic. Donnell, the Canucks have an updated version of the skate jersey. I don't really like it, the old version in Adidas. Yeah, and, they just kind of tweaked that logo a little bit. It's got that, the old orange and red, black as the primary on the back in there. It's, it's kind of an iconic look for the Canucks, and they tweaked it a little bit. But, yeah, I don't know. It wasn't, amazing or anything like that. But Pablo also saying, no, have not beaten the Flyers. Okay, so thanks for doing the checking on that. Appreciate it. I'm not able to sometimes on the live streams, but you guys keeping me honest. I appreciate the stats, bringing it here in the chat. Man, it's busy tonight. I love it, and this is awesome. The Kraken, Big win tonight. Can't say enough about it. We're going to keep the comments coming, going to keep popping you guys up on the screen as we go. Let's get into the setup just a little bit here. Like I said, not going to look at the focus areas tonight because I've been trying to keep up with my own personal schedule, and it hasn't happened. Just hasn't happened. I didn't turn in my homework assignment. I'm sorry. Okay, Canucks tonight came in, like I said, team in turmoil, 19-25-3, 6th in the Pacific coming in tonight. Of course, that controversial firing of Bruce Boudreau, they kind of botched the whole transaction. And the way they handled it, they did hire Rick Tocchet, who was on the panel at TNT. Now he's going to be behind the bench in Vancouver. So it went good for them last night, but tonight they got their butt kicked. He did get his first win, and they came in back-to-back, maybe a tired team. So you got to give them a little bit of, I guess a little bit of slack there, but the Kraken really handled them well, and I thought Seattle was definitely the better team overall tonight. Seattle coming in, kind of normalizing their game, still looking really good, consistent. That penalty kill trending up, and it was really good again tonight. 27-14-5 coming in, so they're going to move to 28-14-5. They were third in the Pacific. We'll see where they end up when we look at the standings here at the end of the stream. But again, games in hand on both Vegas and Los Angeles. So, they're eyeing that top spot in the Pacific, and it is definitely weird to keep saying that because I can't believe that's even a possibility in season 2. But it is. So, gonna enjoy the ride. Okay, so like I said, I did skip the focus areas tonight. I do apologize. I'm going to come back to that because it's important to me to keep track of that stuff. I am going to take this 10-game chunk off and get back to it again here once things settle down for the personal schedule. But the roster tonight. So Burakovsky in. We were worried about him a little bit. Yanni Gourde in. Kind of a little bit of a tweak injury-wise. So Hayden, the scratch tonight. Schwartz is still out with injury. And Schultz also out due to injury. Sounds like Schultz is going to be a little bit longer term, week to week, the way it was described by the reports at KCI by various outlets there. So, make sure you follow all the people that are there doing it every day. Emerald City Hockey, Circling Seattle Sports, Scott Malone, Piper Shaw, all the people that are doing it every day and out at the practice center. Mike Benton, on and on, Andy Ide, Sound of Hockey, all those guys. So make sure you follow them. They do an amazing job of coverage for this team, and we are definitely blessed, Seattle market, to have everybody covering as well as they do early on in the franchise history. So, okay, so that's a look at the roster. A few more comments here, and then we're going to get into the breakdown, you guys. I can't believe the Kraken beat the Canucks finally 6-1. Donnell saying, have you seen the new Coyotes alternate third jersey? I like the color, but not the word mark Arizona across the jersey. They should put a Kachina. Yeah, so I think Donnell and I were talking about this behind the scenes. I totally agree. I feel like it's a really clean jersey, but it was just a little bit boring on the front, if that makes sense. So maybe just spice it up just a little bit. And then on the other hand, the reverse retro I thought was just like way too much. Need to dial it back. So somewhere in the middle there between those two is what I like. Stevie Von Rex saying, only guy on the Vancouver bench I felt bad for was Tocchet, but hey, brother said yes. Yeah, I mean, he took the job. He's going to get paid. He's going to try to lead this team forward. And we'll talk about the Canucks a little bit towards the end of the stream because it's not the team I remember even from a year ago. I don't know what happened. Feels like the heart on this Vancouver Canucks team has just been completely ripped out. They don't look anything like I remember just from a year ago, so it's crazy to say. The Egginator saying the real Vancouver, Washington. What's up, Egginator? Logging in from Vancouver, Washington, and that's where my buddy Ty Jacobs resides down there in that area along the border. Pablo Ramos saying hi from Laredo, Texas. Texas represent. Awesome. Great to have you, Pablo. Thank you again for being on the stream. Always love having you and the comments you add to the chat. Ty's saying, yo, I'm in Vancouver, Washington also, so we got a couple people from Vancouver. So, yeah. Ty also saying it's ordered. So as soon as I saw 90s and those colors, it was done. Perfect. I can't wait to see. So send me a picture, Ty. I want to see it. We'll have you back on the stream again soon. Obviously, next time I'm able here at the house without the schedule being chaotic. But yeah, Egginator saying the Flyers. We were talking about who the Kraken haven't beat yet. So that's on the list. West with Matty Rowe. I'm a Seatown nerd. Striatic, what's up, Striatic? Good to see you on the chat. Gonna have you back on the channel again soon too. As like I said, as soon as the schedule slows down just a little bit, that'd be nice. Have you back in. We'll talk about some of the metrics that you've been seeing and the trends that are happening with the Kraken right now. A couple things I'm going to point out in the recap, but the Kraken, a really good 5-on-5 team scoring-wise in the league, leading the league. So that's great to see. And also, Striatic saying, now the rivalry can begin, and it feels like it really kicked off tonight. We had some physical things happen, some fights, some, dirty hits, I would say, and the Kraken really put it on them 6-1. Sometimes you see a little bit of fireworks happen and a rivalry start to build from this type of stuff. So thanks again, you guys, being in the chat. Let's get to the recap tonight. Give you that rapid reaction. That's why I'm here. I want to break it down for you. Talk about the game. So keep the chat coming. I'm going to pop your comments up on the screen as we go. Having a little LaCroix tonight. It's not my favorite. I'm more of a bubbly guy, to be honest. Okay, Martin Jones starting in goal. Spencer Martin for Vancouver Kraken. Some good control in the first few minutes. A good chance for Brandon Tanev down low. That one gets blocked. And then another one, the feed from Dunn. Tanev, but Turbo whiffs on it just a little bit. Some great chances early overall for the Kraken. And that fourth line churning, getting things going early. Good job by Dave Hackstall to put his energy line out there and get it going. Seattle just kind of keeps buzzing. They get a breakaway. Tolvanen, I believe, he got denied, but the Kraken continue to press right after that. They keep the puck in. Bjorkstrand, a big chance on the backhand, and then Adam Larsson fires one on net from the point. The rebound comes back to Bjorky as he's kind of falling on his back foot. But he whips the rebound high and in right between the circles. Dangerous area. Kraken got a 1-0 lead early. We go 10:20 left in the first. Kraken go to a power play and immediately, right off the face-off, McCann to Eberle, and the Kraken they executed that masterfully. They put the puck towards the net there. Windberg finds it, just, right to the side of the net. He puts it in, they score. It's 2-0. And Rick Tocchet takes a timeout. He's hollering at his team over there. Vancouver looks shook. So sorry, Canucks. But a great start from the Kraken. 7:03 left. Canucks trying to counter. Tolvanen goes to the box for slashing. Power play for the Canucks, and I have no problem with that penalty because Tolvanen probably prevent the Canucks from scoring there. And the Kraken a little more aggressive. It felt like they end up with a really good, at least on the penalty kill, they felt more aggressive. They end up with a good 2-on-1 rush there, shorthanded. Tanev almost scores, and then Vancouver takes a penalty for tripping him there, and a grumpy JT Miller goes to the box. So we get a little bit of 4-on-4 action, about 45 seconds, then Kraken go to a power play. Nothing comes out of that. So in energized first period from Seattle, they take a 2-0 lead. Shots 18-6 in favor of Seattle. Second period. In the broadcast, this is where they pointed out the Kraken leading the league in 5-on-5 even strength goals, 122 at that point, and that's impressive, especially early on in the franchise history here. Says anyhow, 5 minutes in, Kraken cycling, a nice little play, tip from Gord. They did not score on that, but really highly effective play in a dangerous spot. So it's good to see them cycling like that, high and low. 14:40 left in the second. Matty Beniers. This is where he gets hit really awkwardly. It was a blindside hit, I would say. It stunned him, and he whipped back, hit his head on the ice really hard. So the Kraken go to a power play. Tyler Myers goes for that one. Kind of a dirty play, dirty hit. Maybe the league's going to take a look at that. I don't know. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. I thought it was dirty. Maybe not a suspension, but maybe a fine, just because he didn't launch into him, but he definitely hit him blindside. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But the Kraken, they make him pay right away on the power play. Ensuing faceoff, they set up. Windberg and Bjorkstrand assist. This time McCann, a huge goal, making it 3-0. And then Big Rig right after that, he wants to let them know about it at the face-off at center ice. He puts a hurting on Luke Shin, just absolutely kicked his butt in that fight. Big Rig not happy with the way Beniers was treated by Luke Shin, or sorry, Tyler Myers. I'm gonna say Luke Shin. That's who he fought, but Tyler Myers was the one who hit Matty Beniers. So a really entertaining sequence there. Kraken capitalizing on the power play for the second time, 2-3 at that point. Just a couple minutes later, Kraken, they've got the whooping in full effect. They have their high cycle game going nicely. They played really well tonight, and the Canucks kind of make it easy on them, I guess. But Eli Tolvanen in the high slot there. They find him. He scores on a one-timer. It makes it 4-0, and the Kraken just all over the Canucks. And man, it feels good to beat them. Finally. Finally. We go all the way down, under 4 minutes to go in the second, and the Kraken again. This time, Bjorky gets his second of the night, making it 5-0. So we're on a hat trick watch for Bjorky as we go into the third. Canucks also get on the board there. Garland kind of, nothing crazy. Puts one in for Vancouver on the, I like the weak side of the net there late in the second. So 5-1, headed to the third period, and so here we go. You don't really need to know a whole lot more. The Kraken just got to play solid defensively and get things done, protect that lead. But they do add on to the total. Just 2.5 minutes into the period, Ryan Donato ends up alone in front. He turns and roofs a backhander, makes it 6-1. That was his 12th of the year, and Kraken just laying it on the Canucks. Things do start to heat up after that a little bit. Some rough stuff. Tanev takes a double minor. Vancouver gets a power play. Martin Jones made a big save during that one. Right around 15 minutes left in the third. And that, again, not easy to do when you haven't seen a lot of pucks on net. That was a double minor, by the way. So the Kraken killed that one, and the PK trending up. I think that it was perfect tonight. Look at the stats here in a second, but good to see the penalty kill. Pretty much perfect over the last little stretch here. 8:25 left. Kraken still having their way. And this is when Ty messaged me. The Bruce There It Is chants raining down from the Climate Pledge Arena faithful as the Kraken put their first ever beat down on the Canucks. So maybe a little bit of karma catching up to the Vancouver organization. I really didn't like how that went down. I know a lot of people were not thrilled about it, the way Bruce Boudreau was handled and then eventually fired, but I don't know. The whole thing was crazy to me. It seemed super unprofessional as an organization, and now they're kind of taking their lumps. See how Rick Tocchet does, though. 6:43 left. Eberle goes for high sticking, so another double minor. 4 minutes of power play time for the Canucks. Kraken penalty kill comes through again. McCann, a really big block on that power play. Looks painful, and getting some applause and some stick taps from his teammates after that. So a committed team willing to do what it takes to win, even late in a blowout. And the Canucks again, another power play late. But the penalty kill, I think I wrote down that they were perfect tonight. Going to check in on that on the stat with the Kraken. They win it 6-1, and that was it. And it's good to see Seattle finally break through on this team in Vancouver. Maybe that rivalry is going to start to build. Let's take some more comments here as we go into the last half of the stream. I'm going to look at the stats and the shots and all that great stuff as we go. Stevie Von Rex saying, looks like we're back on top. Tied with Vegas at 61 points. Great to hear that. Can't wait to look at the standings here. The last frame of the stream. Striatic. It's funny they scheduled Tocchett's debut against easy teams like Chicago and Columbus, but oops, forgot the dominant Kraken in the middle. Definitely. We were joking about this yesterday on Twitter, how convenient it was for Tocchet to start off his tenure against Chicago. I know there was some, I think he had to let TNT know a little bit ahead of time. So there was some timing things that happened. And I think maybe there was a leak. And then, I don't know. The whole thing just seemed very disjointed. And I don't think they did it the way they should have done it in Vancouver. And obviously Bruce Boudreau was kind of the victim in that whole thing, and emotional, right? Like, it meant a lot to him, and it just felt like the whole thing was handled really poorly by that organization. Myers' hit on Matty was ugly, and the Canucks, thank you for adding that, deserved everything they got after that. Striatic referring to that broadcast where the newscaster botched pretty much every single name on the teleprompter. So it's Canucks. Say it right, Ty, echoing that. Stevie saying that hit was ridiculously bad. So glad we scored right after to make them pay. And then Big Rig fight right after was epic. Yeah, Big Rig really just, oh man, he just had his way in that fight. It was good to see Big Rig get all amped up. Sometimes Big Rig can be a little too chill, maybe a little soft at times, some might say, but tonight he was dialed in, and he definitely got a little revenge for that hit on Matty Beniers. So let them know. I'm thinking about getting NHL 2002 Egginator. Oh, okay, awesome. So like I said, I have a whole stack of old games over here that I'm gonna work on for some of the content coming up here on the channel. So a lot of these are still pretty affordable out there on eBay. So I'm gonna add to the collection hopefully through this, and you guys let me know what you want to see. Maybe I'm gonna add that to the list. NHL 2002. What console Egginator would you like to see that happen on? Because I've got a few here. I may not have the one specifically that you're looking for, but I do have some friends that are willing to contribute. They've already reached out to me and let me know. So I'm excited to do this. Like I said, I've already started recording this this whole series. It's going to be a little bit of work, but we're going to do some live streams too. So stay tuned for all that stuff. Can't wait to bring it to you guys. All right, let's look at tonight's stats. Let's get into the back portion of the stream here. Thank you guys for participating in the chat tonight. It's been a fun one to cover. And the Kraken, like I said, they've got that first win over the Vancouver Canucks. Shots on goal tonight, 35 for Seattle, 20 for the Canucks, so that's good to see. I always like to see the Seattle Kraken up there, plus 30. And sometimes, again, it's not always the quantity, but the quality, and tonight the heat map was off the charts. Dangerous areas, high danger chances all night long. I don't have the heat map tonight on the stream, but go check it out on the internet. Good to see the Kraken effective all night long on offense. And maybe that's a result of the Canucks playing some pretty poor defense, leaving guys alone. Face-off percentage. So this is an area that we continue to hope the Kraken have success in. Tonight, 55.6% to 44.4% for the Canucks. So we did win that metric. Seattle, and like I was saying, the power play, 2 for 3 tonight for Seattle. Great to see that. And the penalty kill, perfect. 0 for 5 the Canucks were. And that's what you want. Got to focus on that as we go into the spring. We're going to make a run at the playoffs. Our penalty kill has to be at least serviceable, at least mediocre, right? And lately, they've been perfect, so that's good. 17 penalty minutes for Seattle, 13 for Vancouver. Hits, Vancouver was a little more aggressive on that metric, but that usually means you're behind, and they were. I always say this, it's my least favorite stat that the NHL puts out there, but 16 block shots for Seattle, 18 for the Canucks, and not a whole lot of turnovers from either team. I just feel like Seattle was in there on their forecheck, definitely owned possession time, and they did a really good job. The low cycle and the high cycle, moving the puck low to high, getting chances, getting that like that one-timer from Ellie Tolvanen. That whole play was fantastic by Seattle. Egginator also saying I have NHL 2K5, PS2. Okay. I don't have a PS2. I have a PS1, PS3, PS4. No PS2. So maybe I'm going to have to add this to the list. 2K5. All right, cool. Adding it to the list, Egginator. Thank you. Okay, Maddie's bean bounce has me worried. Yeah, it didn't look good, Ty. We have seen concussions really change the trajectory of stars in the NHL. It says conclusions. Luckily, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I'm worried about it. I hope it's just seeing stars type of headache type of deal, not like a actual concussion. We probably won't hear a whole lot about this because he's young and teams are very, they hold the cards close on this type of stuff. But yeah, I mean, Sidney Crosby, right? Like, he's been through the ringer on concussion issues. So really hoping for the best. Hopefully it was just a little bit of a ding and not. Steve saying, I'm surprised at the giveaway numbers. Didn't think it was that bad on our side, but it's just a tribute to how good our D was tonight. Still overcome it. And that reminds me, let's look at the poll results, because Vince Dunn and Adam Larson, that combo has been out of this world this year. In the chat, I asked the question, what does the extension look like for Vince Dunn for the poll? Right now, 50% of the vote is going for a 5x5.5, 7% saying that 3x5, and 43% more that longer term 6x6. And I just threw some numbers out there. I was trying to go short term, medium term, maybe long term. So it feels like people are kind of in that medium term zone, 5x5.5. I think, honestly, if you had to pin me down, I think his contract's going to be closer to $6 million per year AAV, but we'll see. I don't know about term yet. 5 years feels about right. It's a little bit younger. I don't know. See what happens. Striatic. Did Elias Peterson play tonight? I mean, I know he did, but did he really? I didn't hear his name on the broadcast more than twice. And this is what I'm talking about with the Canucks. It just feels like the heart of this team. Go back 2 years, right? They had a power play that was churning, young guys coming up, some blue liners, young blue liners, some goaltending. I just don't understand what's happened. It feels like the Canucks have completely fallen off a cliff. They lost their way. I don't know if the young guys hit a wall, or the development, or the prospect development, or the coaching, et cetera, organizationally. There's been a lot of things behind the scenes that have happened that aren't great. And I feel like this is not the same team it even was last year. It's been really surprising to see them fall off a cliff. And it's kind of embarrassing, honestly, to watch the Canucks play like this in a market that's got a lot of pride and a lot of history. And it just doesn't look like a team with a heart anymore right now, if I'm being honest. And, if you go back to some of my videos and streams earlier in the season, maybe late summer, I predicted this to happen. I said I wasn't sold on the Canucks. I didn't think they were going to be a Pacific Division contender. I figured I predicted they would fall kind of middle of the pack, maybe even bottom of the pack if the wheels fell off, and that's exactly what happened. And they're kind of, not to toot my own horn, but they are proving me right a little bit in some of the predictions I made earlier this year, because something just didn't feel right. The whole time coming into the season, that's where I was at with them, and it just continued on. And some of the guys that were needing to step up didn't. They haven't. It's just kind of a train wreck in slow motion right now, Vancouver. We'll see what they can do from here. Rick Tocchet taking over. I'm sure there's going to be some moves at the trade deadline, but yikes. Canucks not looking. All right, shots by period. Look at that real quick. 18 shots for the Kraken in the first period, 6 for the Canucks, and the whole game for Vancouver. 6 shots in the first, 7 in the second, 7 in the third, and that's what you're going to muster when you're getting your butt kicked by a second-year expansion franchise. Your rival to the south. It just felt pretty lifeless overall. I know it was a back-to-back for Vancouver, but again, yikes. Spell check, wins again, concussion. Hi, saying Paul Korea too. Paula Abdul Korea. Great. Thanks, Ty. All right, 3 stars. We're going to look at that, and then we're going to log out for the night. Okay, Bjorkstrand, Larson, McCann. Hopefully that's right. I thought I had this set to update, and I think it is doing that, but yeah. So 2 goals. Yeah, it is right. Bjorkstrand, 2 goals. Adam Larson, 2 assists tonight. And Jared McCann with a 3.9. 1 goal, 1 assist. McCann just came up big all night, and he had that big block on the penalty kill late when they were leading by like 5 goals. So good to see the commitment. We've talked about this a lot on streams here throughout the season. But yeah, a committed team, and they got it done tonight. Roland, what's up, Roland? Rick Tocchet can bring us Bedard is what he can do. Yeah, that's definitely a factor. We'll see if Rick Tocchet lasts more than just the rest of this season. Who knows in Vancouver? It feels like a revolving door at this point, and no good clear direction. But yeah, definitely Bedard could be the prize that they win out of it. We'll see. I know Chicago was down there for a while too, but they've been winning. We'll have to see what happens. All right, let's look at the standings as we move forward here. Gonna wind down the stream, log out for the night. Thanks again, everybody, for being in the chat. I do appreciate it. Seattle bounces back up to the top of the division now, 61 points in a tie with Vegas, but we have regulation and overtime wins and the games in hand put us over there. The win percentage 649 and 622 for Vegas. Los Angeles also right in there with 60 points. Can't wait to look at the scoreboard when I log out. But I mean, it's just Seattle's at the top of the division. What is happening? Unreal. Steve saying all lines contribute and it's great to watch. It's been a lot of fun. That's the other part of it. It's just been a lot of fun to see this team do what they're doing. Safe travels tomorrow, my friend. Get some sleep. I definitely will. Yes, please, like Ty said, like the stream. Hit the like button before you log out. Hit subscribe. Turn on alerts. Got some cool stuff coming for you guys here real soon, so stay tuned for that. Can't wait. Keep things going here at Sasquatch NHL. Definitely appreciate all the support and you guys logging in for the streams every time we do this. Let's look ahead here. Next up, Calgary Flames this Friday, the 27th, 7 p.m. Blue Jackets after that the next day, so a back-to-back situation for the Kraken, but they're at home. We'll see what they can do. And then February is here. My God, it's February already. I'm going to have to get... Shoot, I got to figure out Valentine's Day gifts and stuff. Uh-oh. Okay, so the Islanders on the 7th and then the Devils on the 9th. So that's the look ahead. Wow. Kraken, first place in the division. Can't believe it. Can't believe what I'm saying. But yeah, another big divisional game coming up this Friday, this week at Seattle at Climate Pledge Arena. So make sure you check that out. If you could, please, like I said, hit subscribe, hit like before you log out. Check out the podcast on your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you listen. But that's going to do it tonight, you guys. Again, Calgary Flames coming up next. I'm not sure if I'll be live for that one. I'll be down in sunny California. I'm taking off tomorrow. Really early, but we'll see. So keep up with me over on Twitter in the meantime. Thank you, guys. That's going to do it for me tonight. We'll catch you again on another stream real soon.